Hey gang, small fixed blades. These are 4 great ones. Small fixed blades are for everyone. They really are. They're for people who aren't going to be cutting up watermelons. They're for people who aren't going to be spanning huge wide logs with a knife to baton through and split. So i.e. people who bring an axe or a saw or something else. And they are for people who A. think they're cool, B. like the look of them, C. need a sharp, good knife, and D. like something that doesn't take up much space on your hip. So the 4 I've got here really do cover a fair few different philosophies of use. Let's start with this little guy here. So this is the smallest of the 4, obviously. You've got eyes, you're watching YouTube. You can see they're all lined up. The smallest of the knives that I have here is the Mora Eldris. This is the first bona fide neck knife, see? No belt clip there, that I actually enjoy to hold and use. I've tried to like some other neck knives. The closest that come was the LT Wright Patriot, which was a good knife, but I ended up giving it away for a charity thingy. But this is one that I actually like wrapping my hands around. That's a full handful of knife, and that's a common theme with these blades. The blades aren't huge, but the handles fit the hand and fill the hand nicely. So this is a great one for your little bushcraft tasks, the Mora Eldris. It's got an absolute Scandi grind. It's got the 12C27N steel, or 13C, or whatever it is. I'm sure some zealous person will correct me in the comments. Great little whittling, carving, cutting knife, and it is also super light. Only a couple of ounces involved here, and you can certainly thread some cordage through that one and wear it around your neck. The flat spine there will strike your ferro rods. It really is just a little bushcraft pocket companion or neck mounted companion that, unlike so many other neck knives, has a good, slightly rubberized, palm filling handle. Great stuff there. The Mora Eldris, a recommended small neck knife. Another small knife, and although this is the biggest of the 4 rather, the Falkniven F1 is about as small as you'd want a survival knife, like a proper survival knife. This is a survival knife. To me, the main attribute is that it's really well built and just quite easy to pick up and use. And this one here is just fantastic. I've had this for a couple of years now, and I've really beat the crap out of it. The VG10 coarse steel gets sharp really, really easily with really simple means too. So you can maintain this one pretty much with the inside of your belt because it's a convex grind. Of course, I put it on a work sharp, which is really a way of doing the same thing, but a lot easier. And it's more or less weather and element and really damage proof. Unless you go digging into rocks with that sort of nice and hard VG10 edge. At any rate, it's a wonderful little knife. Again, it fills the hand nice and fully with your fingers. They do meet your palm on the other side. It's not as huge as like a big beefy Falkniven A1 or something, but it really fills the hand. And the convex ground blade makes it good for bushcraft, good for survival tasks, pretty much good for anything in between. This knife, to be frank, goes with me most places I go. Even if I'm going to some, intercity holiday, I'll have this in the bottom of my suitcase. It's almost a good luck charm at this point, and it's a fantastic knife, and I probably would trust it more than most other knives just because of the sheer amount of butt kicking I've given this thing. Great knife, Falkniven F1. Pricey though, but really does the trick for pretty much everything that you might want to do, apart from cutting up a watermelon or spanning huge logs. Moving on to the more urban survival tactical market here is the Hardcore Hardware LFK7. This is a D2 steel blade. You can see mine's been, it's from still that thin slicing I did the other day. It's got that bit of sticky, goopy, I'm going to clean that off. This one has probably the most comfortable grip out of all these knives and the most secure, and that's because they've they're tactically minded folk down there at Hardcore Hardware. This is actually the most, it's about this mid-tier pricing wise, most expensive. These two middle, this one's quite cheap, but you get a fistful of sort of angry, tough, hardcore knife with a really strong stout tip. This one is your pocket pry bar. It's your car friend for all the sort of odd emergency things you might just need a sharpened piece of steel to poke into. There's some applications in the out of nature as well. You could use this for skinning quite well. It's got a really nice sort of delicate sort of 2-point system here. The tip's not super sharp, so it won't be doing anything too damaging to those guts or innards. And you know, it certainly fills the hand, and you can get a really good degree of fine control on this one. This one comes with an excellent sheath as well. It's a Tek-Lok, a Blade Tech Tek-Lok sheath, which is really, really cool. It's got a 2-stage locking mechanism. So yeah, it's more designed for your soldier or your lawman or all that sort of business, but it definitely is a great small fixed blade knife that I have really been enjoying. And this one here, this one is the Spyderco Enough. Now this one, in my mind, sits right between these two fellows there. It's got elements of the Falkniven to make it really successful as a bush knife against wood and things like that, but then it's got elements of this one that really make it lock into the hand for a really comfortable grip and a nice thick, stout, short blade for those really intense cutting tasks, really jamming it into things and dragging down, raking down with this knife, putting maximum force from that really well-fitting handle into that knife blade. Really good knife. Probably the most versatile out of all of these knives, because this one isn't quite going to be your EDC box cutter or construction site knife. This one could well be. It's got a really good VG10 steel in it, which is about the 59 Rockwell. So like other VG10s, you just won't want to be cutting rocks with it, but it's not got that indestructible D2 sort of 1/4 inch thick that the hardcore's got, but it is a nice thick and durable blade. Really good handle that really grabs onto your hand as your hand grabs onto it. And again, really, as long as you're not cutting up watermelons or spanning large logs, it'll do most of your bushcraft tasks as well. It's kind of like a beefed up version of this on steroids, really, isn't it? See, it's kind of like the big brother, like, the grind's different, but it's sort of a similar feel and a similar vibe. Sort of a nice filling handle, really, really good, short, small knife. Another one that I really like. So those are 4 small knives that I think are just great. What are some small knives that you think I should try? I'm always open-minded to new things. I did not think I would like that half as much as I did, and here we are. Thanks for watching, dudes. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I'll see ya in the next video.